views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
It's time to believe in your own body, mind, and soul. Thrive by Jen takes you through this next hour to help you release your full potential. Jen has been there when the going gets tough, and she's now here to guide you through your own difficulties and help you thrive too. Jennifer Zelop joins Dr. Pat Basile to provide you excellence in self-development and guidance. Sit back and enjoy because you're about to listen to Thrive by Jen. Now, here are your hosts.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so thrilled to be connecting with all of you. I'm Dr. Pat. I'm joined today, Jen Zelop. This is Thrive by Jen Radio. Right, Jen?
Yes. Yes.
Listen, let's tell a little bit about Thrive by Jen. Let's do a little history because today's show is on excellence, right?
Yes. Excellent. Yeah.
Now, people that may be listening to the show may not know anything about the journey, your story, and how we've even gotten to be talking about Thrive by Jen, right?
Yeah.
So let's do a little back to the future. No, that's not right. What is it? It's future. What is it, Benny?
Future.
No, it's like, it can't be back to the future. It's got to be forward to the back.
Forward to the back.
Okay, that...
A little
That's
recap.
That's a stretch. You don't have to work on that one.
Is that a little weird? That was a little... You scratching it? Okay.
I am scratching my own head around it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. So it's not back to the future, but it's back to the something. Okay, but the point is this. You've created a model, and you work with people to help them understand how to thrive. And each of the letters of the word thrive has special meaning. Hence, today we're on E.
Yep, for excellence.
Excellent. But tell us a little bit about what thrive means and how you work with others.
Thrive is about living your best life. So it's about happy, right? It's about finding your happy. It has a lot to do with living in your heart, which is in Thrive. H is for our heart, and living away from our ego. So our ego is up here. And it's about creating your joy, creating the life that you desire. And it doesn't, the whole point of it is that it doesn't matter about your circumstances, because when even if you're in the worst circumstance, when you create the life that you desire and live from a place of joy and live in your heart, your circumstances will change. And we've become a society of the opposite, right? I'll be happy when my circumstances change. And it doesn't work that way.
Well, and the other thing is, people are probably sitting here wondering, wait a minute, does she have a tank top on?
Yeah.
What is she doing?
Is she naked?
What is this, like a swimming show or something here? And for those of you, stop texting me. I do not have a green screen. That is not a green screen behind me. I'm just saying, this is my home studio. That's for real. That's not a green screen. So, Jen, though, I mean, tell people why we're looking at a brick wall and you're in a tank top, so to speak.
I'm sitting inside. I do have a funny story. I am sitting inside my gym right now. So this wall has a lot of history. This is a wall that's over 100 years old. Yep. And inside here is where I train and where I work out. And working out for me is my life. It's an everyday occurrence for me. I work with people in health and fitness. My passion a lot has to do with nutrition and what we put inside our bodies. Yeah. But working out for me it's a big part of it. But what's funny is here is a great business opportunity for anybody that's listening. I have exceptionally big shoulders and biceps, and most shirts don't fit. So I'm left to wear tank tops, even though it's August and it's okay, but you'll see me in a tank top in December.
But for folks that don't know, this is your gym. This is your business. Yeah. You train other people. And so for folks that have been listening or watching all along on Facebook, they know that you're in a gym and tell people exactly where you are.
Yeah, so right now we're in Peekskill, New York, and you can find me at jenniferzelop.com. And this is about the whole being. It's about body, mind, and soul. I mean, that's really what Thrive is about, right? We can't feel good if our bodies don't feel good. Our minds, we need to live in our heart more. So it's about moving into the soul and living from a place of the soul. So it's just, I don't know where we got so twisted in backwards thinking as far as taking care of our bodies, putting good food into our bodies.
Oh, I know. I know where we got so twisted. You ready?
Yeah.
It's like a totally twisted sister moment. It really is. Because if you go back in time, I grew up with parents, grandparents, like my grandparents. I'm not even going to go into my heritage story because I just found out like a month ago that my grandfather was actually Brazilian, born in Brazil. So that's a whole nother story. But when you go back, I remember my folks walking everywhere, doing manual things, right?
Yep.
And so we somehow got to the place where we forgot that our bodies are meant to be strong. Now, I have a friend that's tuning into the show today that I play ping pong with, table tennis with, and excellence is the topic today. And I said, we're going to talk about excellence because something happened to me playing yesterday. But here's the story. They're like, why don't you work with that woman that you talked to on Facebook? And I said, like what woman? They said, the woman that is got the gym and is just super fit. And I said, oh, Jen. They said, yeah, maybe she can help you out. So this is them, right? This is my people talking to me about my body, and I'm playing table tennis, and they're like, oh my God, what's wrong with your bicep? So the point of this, I'm not taking my jacket off, folks. So let's just get that.
I was going to ask.
But here's what happened. I have always been strong. I've always been fit, and I'm not unfit. But I was 100 pounds heavier not too long ago. I was sick. I forgot today's message. I forgot. Very sick. 2008, my relationship ended because my partner at the time didn't have the guts to stay in relationship with a sick person. I was looking at a wheelchair and something happened. So the thing that you said, how did we get so twisted? You and I are living examples of how to get untwisted, right?
Absolutely.
That's your passion. That's mine.
Yep.
Now, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to have the kind of biceps and strength you have, because the bottom line is I did something stupid playing pickleball about 6 months ago, and I tore my bicep muscle so that my freaking bicep is like all down at the bottom here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got a really big bicep down here and I got no muscle up there. The point is, it doesn't stop me.
Right.
Oh my God, I forgot what we were even going to talk about today.
Well, you know what, though? But you saying it doesn't stop me. I like that. And just that kind of goes into what excellence is, because I get a lot of phone calls. And I just shared this story with two of my friends today, that I get a lot of phone calls of people. There's a slight twinge in a shoulder, there's a slight ache in a leg, and they're that's it. I can't work out. They want to freeze memberships. They want to cancel memberships, and right away their thinking goes right to, I can't. And I'm not suggesting that we work out when there's a real medical condition. But what I am suggesting is that we got to stop with wanting to quit. We have to. That's what excellence is about. Excellence is about going out of the ordinary and being extraordinary. I've had people in here where I refuse to let them not come in, and I've modified things, and they've worked out with a broken arm. I've had a woman in here work out with a broken leg, and this is a physical kickboxing class. This isn't like, let's do a couple of, bicep curls today because you have a broken leg. I had them on the floor and going for 6 weeks while they were in a cast. So my point is that if we take that mindset of excellence, nothing can stop us.
That's right.
Nothing can stop us.
That's right. So I love that you're talking about this, because, this is really, we're talking about the body right now, but we're talking about more than the body. We're talking about something that is in every one of us. We just don't know how to tap into it.
That's right.
We don't know how to tap into it.
Yeah.
I love that you shared that story, because when I was 23, and you can actually Google me and find a picture of me. When I was 22 rather, I somehow got hooked into playing table tennis in Westfield, New Jersey. And I had just torn a meniscus. And back in the day, we didn't have this laser surgery. I mean, these people, they got out a hacksaw to fix the meniscus. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
But before they did that, they put you in a full cast. I love playing table tennis, ping pong. I love it. I've got this full cast on my left leg.
Yeah.
Trying to hit this ball at about 50 miles an hour. And this guy sees me, and he says, in some accent that I didn't understand, he said, wait a minute, I'm going to help you. Long story short, this gentleman was the national champion of Ghana, Africa. His name's Sam Hammond.
Wow.
He was known for his loop and top spin. And he said, you can't move, but I'm going to teach you how to loop the ball at 90 miles an hour because you can't move. And that is how I learned, and was one of the first women in the United States to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
Excellence has nothing to do with our limitation, does
None.
it?
No, none. We put limitations on ourselves. So first of all, they're not real. They're not real. And let's go back to something that you said, and you saying I'm not going to be I won't have as big as biceps as you will, or I won't lift as strong as you do. That's not, and I want to clear something up for everybody. That's not a limitation. There's a difference between your goals and my goals. There's a difference between somebody else's goals and what they're willing to, right? We all have to sacrifice things. There's priorities in our lives. Different times in our lives, our priorities change, sacrifices change. But you're still living in excellence because your focus is on your goals for table tennis and getting the physique that you need for table tennis. My goals are my goals. Somebody else's goals are striving towards what they want to reach to. So these limitations are not real. They're in essence, they're really excuses. Yeah. So if we take those away, because in excellence, there are no limitations, there are no excuses, and there's no I can't, right? There's no failure even. I mean, if there's like in your example of learning the loop, right? You're learning the loop. You're learning it, right? Over and over again. So you keep practicing. It doesn't mean that if you don't do it the first 5 times, it doesn't mean that you will not be able to do it. So you practice again and you practice again and you practice again. Same thing in my classes. What I love about, people come in, and if you can do 1 push-up today and 5 push-ups 3 weeks from now, that's amazing. But that 1 push-up should be celebrated. That the almost push-ups should be celebrated. We go, when we live in excellence, the words like, I only did 1 push-up, I only did this, that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. I'm constantly all day long saying to myself, good job, Jen. Like, that was really good that you just did that. Hey, good job. And that constant conversation of like, good job. Like, that's pretty good that you got that done. There's none of this like, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I didn't. Because that's just that, it's just a spiral of downward disaster.
A spiral of downward disaster. I love that phrase. A spiral of down, because what we're talking about today is in the excellence model that you use. And this is Thrive by Jen that we're talking about. And Benny, we're just going to skip this break because we're on a roll here. And Jessica just posted a picture. I actually have a picture of myself with Sam, Jessica, that I'll send to you. But in the model of excellence, we learn to stop arguing for our limitations. And let's talk about that for a minute.
Sure.
Because, you know, a famous gentleman said once, Stephen Covey, you start with the end in mind. You start with excellence in mind, right?
Yes.
How do you help people stay focused on that despite the injuries, despite, you know, anything else going on? Because for me, I know that I love playing this game. I mean, ask Linda, ask Jessica. I love playing this game. And everything on paper, Jen, says this. And then I want you to comment on it because you're going to get it. Everything on paper says that somebody my age, you all listening to this show, you know you got the age thing going on too. So don't even look at me on Facebook and say, oh, I'm not like that. I don't have that age thing going on. Trust me. You're probably, what are you, 25, 26 years old, and you think you're too old for something? We got to stop it.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Nobody my age and a woman. Ooh, how are you even playing that good? And this is the deal. But do I want to be strong? Do I want to be fit? Do I want to continue to grow in this way? I do. Help us get to the place of excellence today.
Start with those goals. What is it that you desire? We walk around without the outcome. We walk around without let the plan will show up. Everybody, we worry about the plan, like how do I do it? What do I do? Don't worry about that. What is it that you want to happen? And I'm going to use the word want lightly because I don't like the word want.
I like desire. I replace
desire,
want with desire.
Yes, what it is you desire. So what is it that you desire? And start with something. It's to play table tennis. Then all of a sudden the next thing is to be at the next level table tennis, then to go higher and to go higher, or to start working out. Okay, then start with 1 day a week. But it's so you start with your goal, and get those desires on paper. Then we got to start with our words. Again, like enough of the complaining. In Thrive, we talk about being complaint free. You can't live in excellence. You will not go after your goals if you're busy complaining. You won't. It's almost like a stop and a start sign that are battling each other. It's like stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. Complaining stops us. So no complaining. There's just
no complaining.
You know, we
just
talk
stop.
about
Just stop.
That's
just stop.
It. Just
stop
it.
Complaining.
Every day, I want you to do something that's out of your comfort zone. Every day, do something that makes you uncomfortable. If walking into a new workout makes you uncomfortable, do it. Showing up, I'm sure, in a cast to a tournament or even to go play is uncomfortable, right? Who's looking at me? What are they going to think? Can I do this? Am I going to fall down? Am I going to be any good? There's a million things that can go through our mind. So just be uncomfortable. There's what's the wonderful thing is as uncomfortable as you are, chances are there's 5 other people in that room that are just as uncomfortable. So this isn't new. This isn't a new feeling. This isn't an odd feeling. This isn't a unique feeling. I guess I can say it best is that it's just not unique to be uncomfortable. It's similar to what other people are going through. So be uncomfortable. And the other is find a mentor, aspire.
Oh, you got to.
You know,
you have
aspire. to find a mentor that is living in excellence. Find a mentor that, if like in table tennis, find a mentor in table tennis. If you want to dance, find a mentor in dance. So you can call them up, you can follow them, you can get advice, you can have conversations with them on, what do I do? That's how the plan will come into place. But you got to put those goals on paper and then start going after them little by little, chipping away. And I always say, excellence is about living in excellence every day. And I want to say something here that's important is excellence is not about burnout. Excellence is not about running on this hamster wheel and never resting.
Yeah.
In fact, excellence is the opposite, because excellence in a day, right? True excellence it includes meditation. It includes a workout. It includes good food. That's excellence. So this isn't about running on the constant treadmill of, place to place to action step. This is about having that goal, knowing that outcome, and going. And when that little voice pops up inside your head saying, no, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not listening right now. I'm not listening. I'm not even going to waste my time and get into a conversation with that voice in my head.
Yeah. You know what I used to do? And Benny, I don't know if you know the date of this, what this time frame. Do you remember when the expression came out, talk to the hand?
Oh, gosh.
That's
be
what,
like,
what was that, Benny?
It's like, hey, talk to the hand. Mm-hmm.
Talk to the hand.
See if I say it out loud, it might pop in. I'm saying maybe late 80s, maybe, early 90s, talk to the hand.
That's what I used to do. Whenever I got that weird coming in, I'd put my hand up and say, talk to the hand. Talk to the hand.
Yep, I was right. 90s.
90s?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Woo, still got it.
Because we've got to have a mechanism, all of us. Benny and I used to do the crust busting show, and he'd play the jackhammer. All of a sudden, we would talk about something, talk about complaining, jackhammer, right? Yeah. So I got to say, I got conditioned about that. But Jen, we're talking about set a standard. So let's talk about excellence for a minute and why it relates to Thrive Life and thriving. Here's what I love about this. If we stop and we say, I'm not going to set an excellent standard that Dr. Pat, you have, or Jen, you have. We want to invite people to pick one thing today. One thing. No, Jessica says thing one. Thing one is this. So pick your thing one for today, whatever your thing one is, and say to yourself, today, thing one, I'm going to do better than I did yesterday.
Absolutely.
Won't that work?
Absolutely. It does. It starts with one thing, right? Thing one.
Thing one.
And you put that into practice in a few days, then all of a sudden you want thing two. Because now you start to realize how good getting up out of bed. It was interesting. Something as simple as this, I gave up the snooze alarm. There's no more snooze alarm. So
help me with that. Help me, Jen Zelop. Help me with the snooze alarm.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But something as simple as that was that, boom, you're okay. You're all of a sudden, you're like, I'm up. I'm ready to start my day. Where before I started my day, I had these wonderful rituals, but in the back of my mind, it was still bugging me. Like, why do I have to hit that snooze alarm? Like, why do I have to do that?
Yeah.
And so then that's it. I made a decision. I'm not going to do that any longer. And so it does it. And if you get that little, right, if we just slow down for a minute and listen to that heart voice, right, you know what that little inkling is that bugs you, right, that you're doing. Maybe it's a habit, right? Maybe it's something that you say. Maybe it's the way that you speak. Maybe it's a word that you use. Maybe it's a reaction that you have, but it bugs you. And you're like, oh, why did I do that? Like, why? Like, that's your thing one. Pick that as your thing one.
Well, we're going to talk later on when we come back from break. We're going to talk about how do we develop excellence. We're talking about movement and activity, but we're really talking beyond that. We're talking about our lives, right? And by the way, this week is my first week without my snooze thing. This is week one.
All right.
Week one. So what's the result of not having a snooze thing? I get up at 5 in the morning, right? because that's when the alarm is set. But we can pick any number of things and do them better if we choose to. See, the thing that I want to be really clear about is I'm not a perfectionist. Just ask anybody on this team.
Yeah.
And ask Linda especially. Ask anybody on this team. That's not me. I'm not a perfectionist.
Nope.
But there are some things I strive to do better in life.
Yep.
I strive to be a better radio host.
Mm-hmm.
I strive to be better at helping all of you with your message.
Mm-hmm.
I strive to, engage people on the team to be better, and then therefore to have a network that is getting better and better and better every day.
Mm-hmm.
Do we always do it right? Do we make mistakes? I want you to talk about that for a minute. See, I've made more mistakes than I've had wins.
Yeah.
I really have.
Sure. Yeah, me too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Help us understand how to move beyond our mistakes and maintain excellence.
Mistakes are about learning, and that's part of excellence. Excellence is about doing. And I don't say the word trying because trying to me is kind of like you may show up. You know what I mean? Like what happens, right? When you call up a friend and say, hey, they call you up and say, hey, come over tonight at 7. I'll try.
I'll try.
So, yeah, I'll try. Right away in your mind, it's like,
you're not going.
Yeah,
we already know you're not going.
Yeah.
You're not going.
So
I was talking to Megan about this, little Megan on our little Megan. Why do I call her little Megan? That's weird. I was talking to, folks on the team. The word can't makes the hair on my neck go up. Trying actually grows hair on my chest. I'm just saying, Benny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I had a stepmom that was like, she used to say, trying. You're talking about trying. You're going to be crying in a minute. You're talking about trying. Forget about the trying. What is trying? What do you mean? You're going to try to do the dishes? You're going to try to do your homework?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Just do. And I don't even know the word perfect. It just doesn't exist in there's no perfect. I mean, if you take perfection from a very spiritual perspective, you can talk to the highest of spiritual people, and those are I mean, I would only wish to be able to meet them. They're on such a high plane. They're still not even in perfection, and their vibration is as close to perfect as somebody may say. So perfection, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So in Thrive, perfection doesn't exist. So you do, and do is, I mean, just I'll take this from a health and wellness perspective because I think it's a good visual. But you come in for a class, you just do. If you kick a bag lightly, you kick the bag lightly. If you pick up a lighter weight, you pick up a lighter weight. That's doing. And then where excellence comes in is, can you pick up a heavier weight? Are you opting not to? Are you choosing not to challenge yourself? Or are you challenging yourself and you're falling flat on your face because you can't hold a plank anymore? Or your arms are going to explode off your body if you do another push-up? So feel that difference. There's a difference there, and excellence is about, I'm going to do that push up till my arms explode off of me. Yeah. So it's that's doing.
Yeah.
That's
Dr.
doing.
Bree Gibbs is listening and watching our show on Facebook. Thank you, Dr. Bree. When we come back, we're going to talk about how you connect the dots to what you just said. So I started to play table tennis again a year ago at the senior center in Bothell, right? Mm-hmm. And then I found out about the one up in Everett, right? Which, of course, is across the street from the corrections place where I go visit women, because that's what I do for my volunteer. I go visit women in jail. We all need a little support, folks. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Anybody wants to go with me to go to jail up in Snohomish County, just call me. But I started a year ago, and I go to play up in Everett. So I want to talk with you about this when we come back. So we're playing doubles, and there's a whole row of chairs on the side. I don't like missing a ball. Even if I knock it off the table, the thing is, I don't like a ball. Thing one, you're not going to get a ball past me. I'm going to dive for it. My first time up at this club up in Everett, right, where they're better players, and I'm up there, my first time, my little pinky gets caught in a chair, and I break my pinky. But I made the point. Let's take a short break. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to give you 5 or 6 things you can do to step up your game. Whatever your game is. Get off the bench, step up your game. Excellence is the name of your game. We'll be right back.
Have you wanted to make more money without working harder or more? Maybe you've tried new ways to bring in extra income without success. Hi, my name is Deb Acker, and in addition to being the host of Truth Talk Radio, I'm an intuitive life coach and energy healer. I clear energy blocks to all areas of life, including abundance. Did you know many times we have an invisible income ceiling? So no matter what we do, our income never goes up, or if our income does go up, we experience an unexpected expense that negates this. How much would it be worth to significantly increase your income or even have unexpected income show up? When I was in the corporate world, I used these techniques to increase my income by tens of thousands of dollars without changing my work routine. In fact, I worked even less, and I now help clients do the same. If this resonates for you and you're truly ready for abundance in your life, I'd love to gift you with my pattern identification session. Simply contact me on the contact page of my website, DeborahAcker.com. That's DeborahAcker.com. And let me know you heard about this gift through Transformation Talk Radio. I look forward to connecting soon.
Are you feeling stagnant or blocked in your love life, career, health, or finances? Experiencing difficulty focusing or setting and achieving goals? Tune in to Spiritual Diagnostics Radio with psychic visionary healers Carol Dorian and Justice Welling. Discover the cause and effect of unwanted patterns in life. Tune in every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit spiritualdeed.com.
Hi there. My name is Audrey Michelle, host of Rewired Life Radio and a spiritual growth coach. I talk about this all the time on my show, listening to your body and acting on intuition. What do these things even mean? Here's the thing. About 10 years ago, I figured out I was doing it all wrong. I mean, I wasn't unhappy, but was I really happy? And then life sent me a spiritual smackdown, like it does, because I wasn't listening to my best resource, my body and my intuition. I was living from a place of fear. I was stressed and I was in pain, and I seemed to be happily unhappy. Mostly I just didn't know what I didn't know. And what I didn't know was that my body and my intuition had all the tools I needed to live life as my best self. I'm sharing the tools I have learned over the last 10 years of my healing journey in my online class, Soul Awakening, beginning September 19th. Learn more. Go to audreymichelle.com/awaken. That's Audrey Michelle, spelled MICHEL.com/awaken.
Are you stuck in unhealthy habits, toxic relationships, or low self-esteem? Do you crave a life of inspiration, love, self-acceptance, and fun? Sounds like you're on the verge to your next big thing. Join Laura Richer, host of On the Verge Radio, helping you use your breakdown for a breakthrough, overcome life's greatest challenges, and live the life you want and deserve. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio or visit SeattleHealingHypnosis.com for more information.
Do you know? Do you know? Do you know what it feels like? Loving someone that's in a rush to throw you away. Do you know what it feels like?
That is a riot, Benny.
I give kudos to Enrique Iglesias for bringing that one. It's actually, do you know, it's called the Ping Pong Song.
I love it. Good job, Benny.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Jen, Jen Zelop, everybody. You're tuning in. We're on Facebook Live, yep, but we're also on KKNW, Transformation Talk Radio, and I'm not even sure the other places we're on. Jessica knows all that. Today, this is Thrive by Jen Radio with Jen Zelop, Create Your Thrive Life. Now, today we're talking about E for Excellence. But Jen, before we go any further, can we tell folks how they can find out more about you, how they can work with you? Even though you're sitting in New York, you work with people all over the world. How can people do that?
Yeah. So just visit jenniferzellup.com or find me on Facebook under Jen Zellup. And we have a great Facebook group that anybody, it's lady specific, but can be part of. And if you just reach out to me and send me a friend request, we can get you in that group as well. But it's just a lot of inspiration and motivation. I just feel that in our days, they get crazy, they get busy. Sometimes, we get emotional and we just need a little, cheerleader or fan club in our corner. And that's what it's about. It's just about inspiring and motivating people to strive for excellence in their life.
Well, one of the things I wanted to talk with you about specifically is that, during the break, we were kind of talking about stopping the self-talk that says we can't do something. The other thing that we should address too, that literally knocks the wind out of excellence, is let's say we go down a pathway and, this is one of those terms that I don't use that often, but we kind of slip up a little bit, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of having a piece of blackout cake, I ate the whole thing. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
And then we don't stop to say, that was then, this is now, I can do something now. How can you help us bring excellence back in?
It's just about, so in that example, part of excellence is, and excellence as well goes with, all of our elements. So if we go back a minute and just talk about heart, we're living in our heart, and our heart is forgiving. Our heart is loving. Our heart is love-based. So it would never say not nice things about us. It just wouldn't. That's the place for our ego. So in excellence, you're in that heart space. Is my goal 100% of the time? Absolutely. But this is still my journey. And so I to be perfectly transparent, I'm not in my heart 100% of the time. And sometimes that ego takes over. So and eating a piece of cake, it's or a whole cake, it's about, okay, that happened. I truly didn't like the way it made me feel. There's no guilt. There's no beating up, because those are all, again, ego-based, right? Because when the ego likes control, the ego lives off of fear. So if you live in this place of fear of, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I'm going to gain weight. I'm going to get this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to, in that spiral, the ego is like, yeah, talk like that. So where the heart is extremely forgiving. So you just, that's it. You make a decision. I don't like the way that made me feel. I don't think it's a really good idea for me to eat a whole cake again. And that's it. Like, it really is, that's constantly activating that muscle. That's part of your excellence muscle. It's a muscle that we need to activate. We need to use.
Yeah. Part of this though is and I know you're going to talk about this as well, as sometimes we take small steps. Sometimes we take small steps. I'm talking about ping pong right now, table tennis, right? I challenged Susan Sarandon to a match. I haven't heard back from her yet, but I even challenged the Pope to a match, but I don't think we're going to play. But the thing that I want to say is I had to start small steps a year ago. And what I learned along the way is that my practice time from my youth is in my cells. But in order for me to fine tune that, I had to do some things. It is like riding a bicycle. The only difference is that you have to keep moving forward in your progression. Isn't that what excellence really means?
Absolutely.
Isn't it less about how well I play, or how I beat you, or how you do this, or my grades in school, or that. It's how am I progressing? Body, mind, spirit.
Absolutely. I don't even, I mean, why talk about yesterday? It's done. It's over. It's done. It's over. So what am I
talk about yesterday? Because I totally crushed it.
I know.
No, I'm sorry.
So it's do like what will I do today that's going to be excellent, that's going to get me ready for tomorrow? Even though I'll be honest with you, right? Tomorrow's not guaranteed, but you'll end the evening, you end a day when you live in excellence, you end the day like, yeah, like wow, like today was great. Today was awesome. These are all the things that I did that were awesome. And being in excellence is it recapping? Yeah, I'll go through the day and say, wow, okay, like I snapped at, my significant other. All right, I can do that better. I can, you know what I mean? Because that's part of excellence too. Part of excellence is what can I do better?
Yeah.
But excellence is it's not beating myself up for snapping and then punishing myself and then let's talk about how I can do better. So excellence. So it's like you said, that progress. Progress equals happy, and excellence moves us with progress. Excellence.
Yeah, and don't you think, Jen, this is important to talk about when we're talking about excellence? There are some things that we do in life, and we're doers. We're humans. We're doers.
Yeah.
We do things in life.
Absolutely.
And I have a friend that said something to me like, Pat, the profession that I'm in, if I do nothing, everything around me moves ahead without me. I mean, that's his profession, right? So he happens to be in a career where if he is not every day or taking classes or Toastmasters or something like that, right, his entire other team will move ahead. Isn't that an interesting phenomenon? Because it's kind of like that now in the workplace. The world and technology is moving so fast. I mean, Linda even got a smartphone. So, when we think about it, sometimes we have to look at what changes do I need to make? Let's talk about change.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It's again, let's change the word from change to progress. What progress do I need for myself? And taking it on an individual basis. Progress, again, is happy. You said it perfectly, we are doers, and we need progress. So we need advancement. We need, it's that moving forward. So what can I do? What, can I pick up a new piece of information? Can I apply something to my current day? Can I give information to somebody else that's going to help them or advance them or make them feel better? So excellence is about, you're always looking to move from that ordinary into extraordinary. But again, it's from the heart. And why I say that is because this isn't about making ourselves crazy. This isn't about perfection. This isn't about, how many people can I call up today and help? Let me help 50. Well, 55 would be excellent. So let me do 55. That's moving into the ego-based fear, because it's coming from a place of it's a different desire. It's a desire to move yourself towards excellent, to move somebody else towards excellent, versus, I got to help people. I got to get to as many people as possible. I got to, it's that rushing feeling of how much can I accomplish? How much can I get done today?
It's interesting we're talking about this because we had a sales call, and, when you're in sales, right? Like as a profession, I have another friend that's in sales. You're given parameters, and generally people will say to you in an organization, Jen, in order for you to work here, you have to be able to do 6 sales close things a month, let's say. And that's a standard that's set.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not you achieve that is a determination of excellence.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not going to achieve it,
Mm-hmm.
as many of us have not been able to achieve certain things on certain jobs. I mean, I had to look at a job and say, you know what, that job's not for me.
Yeah.
That's not for me.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But there is a sick feeling that happens for people that are really, really, really goal-oriented when we don't achieve a goal. And so the question that comes up for a lot of folks is, I tried, Jen. Right? I come from a background where whatever, ever was needed to achieve only important goals. I'm not talking about the laundry. And by the way, I did my laundry already this week, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these higher order goals that we set for ourselves.
Yep.
As to how we show up. And I come from a background that says, no matter what, I will make sure that I'm showing up fully present and doing things in my control to exceed those goals. We do it here with our clients. We do it here when we work with you guys. You know, if we were to show up in a mediocre way, you and I wouldn't be talking, right?
Absolutely. But you honestly, you said it perfectly, because you went from there was a big difference, and I can feel it in your body language. So there's a big difference when you started talking about having a goal, a sales goal, right? It being put upon you and you not reaching it, versus you set goals upon yourself for yourself and you show up. So in the first example, I would say to people, because I'm sure there are listeners right now saying like, yeah, like I get, you know, my boss tells me I have to bring in 10 new people, and I'm trying really hard and I can't get it done. And absolutely. So do you have to look at and see if whether or not this is the path that you're enjoying? Yes, you do, because that's part of excellence.
Yeah, it is.
Also part of excellence is really asking yourself, I have sales in my business as well, and there are plenty of days, and I've had my mentors call me on it, and they'll say to me, Jen, are you really doing all that you could? And I'm like, absolutely not. I'm absolutely not doing all that I could. Yeah, absolutely not. So part of excellence is having that conversation with yourself, where I'll admit there are days when I'll set, you know, my outcome for the day is, let's say 10 phone calls to clients, and I'll get to 5, and I'll recap in the day, and I'll say to myself, you know what? That 10 really was doable. I made a decision not to do it.
Right.
And there's such ownership in that, and that's part of excellence as well. There's ownership in that. It feels really good when you say to yourself, like, I you know what? I chose not to do it, because you can choose to do it. It's the same thing with food and with drink or with habits, right? You can choose to take road A, you could choose to take road B. And there's a lot of it's a really good feeling when you say to yourself, you know what? I chose to eat. I made a decision to eat that cake. I made it. That's it. It's done. It's over. Rather versus like, it's almost like how'd that happen? Like what, you know? So I feel you summed it up perfectly using those 2 examples, because that's really what excellence is.
Yeah. And you know, excellence is the kind of thing that we have to personally commit to, right? And it's really different for all of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, if I let one of you all down in the way that I am supposed to show up to support you in your work, I don't feel good, right? Yeah. It's hard for me to face myself. And you know, I will say I've been fired from jobs that I know I wasn't doing well.
Yeah.
Right. And then I've been fired from a job that I was actually doing very, very well. And it doesn't much matter so long as we know that we are going to point ourselves in the direction of our own personal excellence in the world, right?
Absolutely.
Now, I want to just make sure everybody knows that they can work with you directly on this because, we want to move from trying.
Yeah.
Right?
To doing,
we want to move from trying. And, you work with people to help them do that because it is a process.
Sure. It's yes, it's that cliche word journey, right? But it is a journey. That's kind of what we miss is every day it's a journey, and that's life. And I don't know my end. I don't because I'll give just a real life, example.
Yeah.
I have goals. I have goals that I would like to see come to fruition by the end of December, right? And that's what I'm moving towards. But today we got a phone call about a potential, different avenue that was like neither one of us saw it coming, and we're like, oh wow, that would be pretty cool. That would be interesting. And that it's the total opposite of where I was going for this way. So I don't know where the journey is, right? I don't know where the end result is, but it's the journey, and you have to put those goals into place because that's part of excellence. That's your doing. The universe wants you to be a doer. It wants you to do. So let the energy take hold. Go be the doer, and then let the plans unfold on how it'll work out, and enjoy it. I mean, that's part of excellence too. Is I want for a minute, just sit inside yourselves and sit inside your body when something really phenomenal happened to you, and you had that wonderful, wonderful, warm feeling of joy and excitement, and that's living in excellence. You get more of that.
Yeah.
You get more of that.
Let's give out your website and also social media, and how can people call you, schedule a consult, whatever it is that, folks listening to this, I know they want more of the juiciness in life. How can they get a hold of you to do that? I know that people are watching us on Facebook Live, and what a great job Jessica is doing. I think Tyler and Emery are helping, and Benny. I can't even believe that we're like doing Facebook Live. I'm one of these people that said I'm doing radio because I'm never going to do it. We are not doing video.
Right.
Oh,
you
boy.
Didn't know, right? See, your end. I mean, you have the perfect story about where your end, right? There is no end. It's just, it's this, it's like a book that unfolds,
Thank you.
It's a book that unfolds.
Is. But, I am going to commit to my personal training thing though after this call. Think about this. You got to help me with this. We can do it offline. I paid for 9 personal training things 2 years ago, and I called the gym, and they said, yeah, we'll still work with you. Do you think I called the guy back yet? How can folks find out more about you, Jen?
They can visit jenniferzelop.com. You can also email me at jenniferzelop@yahoo.com, or find me on Facebook under Jen Zelop. And I love connecting with people. So please reach out. It's just, I love hearing everyone's story and their path to excellence.
Yeah. And thank you for the feedback you gave me during the break. I am going to call the doctor about my bicep. One last question. What's your personal message? What do you want to leave us with around excellence?
Excellence is about like that feeling that I just described, right? Picture the best news of the day that you just got. Picture an accomplishment that you had. Picture that feeling of you winning something and that elation comes over you. When we live in excellence, we get that all the time. It comes from inside. It doesn't have to be from an outside source. And that's all about Thrive as well, is that I want you to stop seeking the outside for all these good feelings, because they're inside of you. You have them. We just need to let them out. We just need to release them. We need to get those blocks out of the way so you can feel them. So live in excellence today so you have a phenomenal tomorrow.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jennifer Zelop, everybody. And for those of you out there, you can go to jenniferzelop.com. You've developed an entire program on Thrive by Jen. Not only that, is that you are committed to helping all of us live an amazing life. And thank you for all that you do, Jen. Thank you very much for all that you do.
Thank you so much. This is awesome. I love you and your team. You're amazing.
And, next time I'm actually going to show you my new paddle. Do you know why?
Oh, good.
Do you know why? I just got a new paddle, and the gentleman that gave me the new paddle, Howard, he said, you need faster rubber. I have butterfly rubber on my paddle that nobody else in the world has.
It's pretty cool.
I can't even believe I could play with it.
That's awesome.
So when we come back, what is it going to mean for all of you next time to literally start doing a thriving life?
You've been listening to Thrive by Jen with Jennifer Zelop and Dr. Pat Basili. Join us monthly to train your body, mind, and soul to operate as one. Because when you thrive, you shine on all levels and you can accomplish anything. For more information on how to excel down to your deepest being, visit thrivebyjen.com. And stay tuned for the newest Thrive by Jen on the Dr. Pat Show Network and Transformation Talk Radio.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.